With everything that's going on right now, we need to find new ways to combat our boredom at home. I mean, you should definitely just binge watch our videos, but also, why not take this time to read some new books? Well, today I'm going to be providing you with some good books you can read to pass the time. Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to Top 5. I'm your host for today, Lindsay Ivan, and today I'm bringing you the top 5 scary epidemics from horror fiction. So, people have already noticed a rise in book sales due to the outbreak. Ironically, the most sold books were those about epidemics. So let's start off this countdown with The Cold Storage. The Cold Storage is a 2019 novel written by David Coep. Fun fact, David wrote the screenplay for the film adaptation of Jurassic Park. This novel is about a terrifying zombie-like disease that has the ability to take over the minds of its hosts. It then can cause the individual's body to swell and then explode, passing it on to others. So this novel follows the lives of 3 strangers who struggle to contain this deadly organism. Alright, so a man named Roberto Diaz was sent to investigate a biochemical attack. However, he ended up discovering a deadly organism that could wipe out mankind. He ended up containing it and storing it in a cold storage. While in the storage, it kept growing and mutating and it became more deadly. And of course, as you probably could have guessed, it managed to escape and only Diaz knows how to stop it. So let's talk about the origin of this organism. The book claims that the fungus was first discovered infecting ants. It would spread its way to the ant's brain and then hijack it. Then it could mutate and spread very quickly. Years later, it mutates and is no longer interested in infecting ants. Its main target is now humans. Even hazmat suits won't stop this fungus. For one woman, it made its way inside her suit and caused her body to swell and then her head explode. Moving on to number 4, we have The Companions. The Companions, written by Katie Flynn, was recently published in March of 2020. Talk about freaky timing. So this book has an interesting take on self-isolation and death in the future. Basically, in this world, when you die, you don't truly die. Your consciousness can be put into a carrier to be preserved. These carriers range from cheap robots to more expensive real-life looking human ones. Then either the family of the loved ones can keep these companions so that they stay connected to the family members that passed away, or it can be bought by complete strangers. So in this novel, a deadly virus outbreak occurs in California. This virus is highly contagious, and as a result, all of California is quarantined for years. The borders are closed and the survivors need to live isolated. So the living can't go out, but the dead can come in. Dun, dun, dun. As a result, families are getting companions to keep them company. One family, as a result, got a companion for her daughter, Dahlia. Her companion was a girl named Lilac who was murdered as a teen. So then this book continues with Lilac trying to figure out who her murderer is. So it's a perfect mixture of a virus plot mixed with like a mystery murder plot. In our 3rd spot, we have The Stand. The Stand was published in 1978 by the well-known horror writer Stephen King. This book follows the lives of a group of survivors after a deadly virus known as Captain Trips wipes out a majority of the world's population. So it all begins when one man escapes from a biological weapons facility and brings with him this super flu-like virus that rapidly mutates. It only takes a couple of weeks before almost all of mankind is wiped out by this disease. Now, the survivors are left scared and leaderless. They survived since they are mysteriously immune to this virus. Eventually, the survivors realize that the flu may be the least of their worries. The survivors end up having strange dreams about 2 different figures, one named Mother Abigail and one named Randall Flagg, aka the same Randall Flagg in other Stephen King books like The Dark Tower. This is in fact the first book that we got introduced to him. So some people end up being drawn to Mother Abigail in Boulder, Colorado, and others go to Flagg in Las Vegas. Then the novel takes a shift and starts focusing on a battle between good versus evil. Flagg clearly symbolizing evil and chaos. Basically, he sees this outbreak as a chance for him to wreak havoc among the weakened Earth. In our next spot, at number 2, we have The Last One. The Last One is a 2016 psychological thriller written by Alexandra Olivia. This book is about a reality show called In the Dark, where 12 contestants compete against each other to win $1 million. The book follows the protagonist Sam, referred to as Zoo, since all the contestants are given nicknames. She's given that nickname as she works at a wildlife sanctuary and rehabilitation center. So Zhu decided to go on the show to have one last adventure before starting a family with her husband. The contestants are sent into the woods to complete different challenges. The host claims that there is no finish line. The only way to get out is to quit. So to win, you have to be the remaining survivor. Some of the other contestants are Waitress, a good-looking but stereotypically dumb waitress, Rancher, the cowboy, Tracker, a survival expert, and Exorcist, this crazy dude that performs exorcisms. However, shortly after the show starts, a deadly unidentified pathogen spreads, killing almost everyone, including the crew of the show. But the contestants are unaware, and they think that this devastation is just part of the game. As a result, the line between reality blurs. Zhu has no idea how many survivors there are in the country or in the game. I feel like if that was me in the reality show, and there was like some dude dying in front of me, I'd be like, wow, you're a really great actor. What class do you go to? Or like, I come across some dead bodies and I'm like, those are really realistic. They have a big budget. And in our #1 spot, we have The Eyes of Darkness. The book The Eyes of Darkness was originally published in 1981 and is written by Dan Kuntz. Now, you may have heard of this book already because people are convinced that the author predicted the coronavirus. Let me explain. So this book starts by following a mother named Tina Evans whose son Danny had passed away a year prior. Danny was on a camping trip with his leader, a trip he went on 16 times before, but this time it was his last. Every single camper, leader, and driver ended up dying unexplainably. The mother is finally starting to accept that her son is gone when she swears she sees her son passing by in a stranger's car. Then she has dreams that Danny is alive, and then she finds a message in Danny's room saying, "Not dead." From there, she is determined to find out the truth. So throughout the book, we find out that there was a biological weapon called Wuhan 400 that was designed to kill people. The book states that once infected, the individuals won't live past 24 hours. Its kill rate is 100%. Well, that isn't true about the coronavirus, but people are finding it quite freaky that the coronavirus is said to originate from the wet markets in Wuhan, China, and the weapon is called the Wuhan 400. What do you think of this? Just a coincidence or something more sinister? And that's it for today's video. Let me know in the comments below if any of these books interested you and which ones you would want to read, or which ones you would want to be turned into a movie if you don't like reading. And as always, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to Top 5 Scary Videos for more scary content. I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan, and I'll see you when I see you. Alright, so a man named Roberto, oh my god, Roberto. Moving on, which one is this one? This is, okay. Alright, so a man named Roberto. Alright, so a man named oh my god, how do you say it? Roberto Diaz. Roberto Diaz. Roberto? Roberto.